Well, some new Wikileaks developments have just popped out. And remember, it was within the last week or so that we told you about how an ally of Hillary Clinton, Neera Tanden, had sent out a message to John Podesta and others about who exactly gave Hillary Clinton permission to set up that email system. And has that person been drawn and quartered? Remember that?
Yeah, we remember that.
Well,
there's now another WikiLeaks drop that might be the follow-up to that, and we're trying to get analyze this in real time, because this definitely applies to possibly who actually told her to set up this server and who okayed it.
I think we have it right, Steve. This is Cheryl Mills. This is an email from Cheryl Mills.
No, it said it was from John Podesta.
Okay.
At least we now know why Cheryl didn't want her to run. So clearly they saw how explosive politically it was that Hillary Clinton would have this email server in her basement. And it's like, who set it up? Now we know why Cheryl Mills, her attorney, didn't want her to run for president of the United States.
She would end up getting this weird kind of immunity, and now is knee-deep, possibly in trouble if they decide to go forward with this investigation.
So Lisa Booth joins us, Fox News contributor. Congratulations.
Hi, guys.
As of what, last week?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
as of Thursday officially.
That's
so
great.
Thank you. I'm
Congratulations.
so excited.
What do you think about this?
Well, I don't blame them. Why would they want Hillary Clinton to run for president? She is quite possibly one of the worst presidential candidates Democrats have ever had. And look, these problems with the email server have dogged her the entire time, both in the Democratic primary and also throughout the general election. It is the reason why so many voters distrust her, why those numbers are so bad for her, why her unfavorables are so high. And I don't blame them, because let's face it, it very much looks like, especially with all this WikiLeaks information out there, that she intentionally went to the lengths to delete tens of thousands of emails after a story broke, which her campaign had gotten the heads up about, to John Podesta from the State Department, deleted tens of thousands of emails.
And according to this from Podesta, now we know why Cheryl, her lawyer, didn't want her to run for president. Real quickly, we teased the story about what happens if on Tuesday night it's a tie in the Electoral College, 269 to 269. Who picks?
Well, and it's crazy, especially in such a crazy election cycle so far, the concept that this could potentially happen. And there are actually a couple different scenarios that could play out resulting in a tie. It is statistically improbable, but mathematically possible. And so what would happen in that event is, because of the 12th Amendment, it would default to Congress. And so essentially the United States House of Representatives would decide who the next president would be.
We would know what that would be, though. That would be a Republican. It's a Republican House, so therefore that would give it to the Republican, wouldn't it?
Right. And so what happens, essentially, the three presidential candidates with the top electoral votes would be the ones, would be the candidates on which the House would be deciding upon. And each state gets one vote. So what's crazy is you could have a state like Alaska that only has one representative, right? In a state like California that has 53, but each state gets one vote, and then it's a majority, 26, that would ultimately decide who the president would be.
This has happened in the past. Brian, I'll give you a hint. You wrote a book about one of them.
Yeah, Brian's the guy.
Thomas Jefferson and John Adams.
Exactly.
So if every state gets one vote, how many Republican states are there at this point?
Oh, man, I think there's 33. If I'm wrong, no one judge me. And then also what's interesting, so for the vice president, would come down then in the Senate. The Senate would ultimately decide the vice president, and each senator gets one vote. So that's a little more simple than the House.
So they wouldn't take the ticket?
No. I think theoretically,
you're right.
I think theoretically you could have a split.
Yeah, you could have Tim Kaine.
Yeah, you could have. But yeah, theoretically that could happen. But with Republicans holding the House and Senate,
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
It's crazy. Nice to see you guys.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.